Back to more Mahoutsukai Yoru. Also, subscribe to this visual novel channel.
6 hours later.
Alright, let's do this. Okay. Oh no, this is copyright. Okay, I'm gonna mute this with grease and heat. The kitchen was closed for a time being. The lunch rush has come and gone, but one last battle remained dinner time. After the early evening chaos, the kitchen crew removed their white collar armor and call it a day. It was midst of a war zone of a lone newcomer. Do I have to wear this? Yeah, his voice was uneasy, betraying how new he was. You can hear it, but the voice actor speaking. I'm just gonna cut that out because the voice actor and the song is playing. Can't say it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that this is low res. That's how the game is. This is a bright orange. Co-worker clapped his arms together to beg for forgiveness as he saddened him. As he saddened him. 5 years ago, Miyazaki was not as far. But everything has changed. Front cliff of the station had rewinded, and the multi-story buildings, and literally can't read some of them. Shinozuka was the only place that was in the art. She was compared backstage to the old towns. It was an extended up conceptually high hill to the old residential district, far from the hustle and bustle. Long ago, it has been considered on a rise with the high ground of it. Shinazuka, sitting up, was on top of the hill. The Moro town was not correction. The opposite continued for the same time, eventually giving away from the mountains. That is in true. It was a long vending machine, stood to the mark of the boundary between the town and beyond. Even the children knew that the tree was nothing. And it was true, there was nothing besides the haunted house. Aozaki Aoko traversed along the way. For her, she could see the world in Miyazaki. The symmetrical town looked like a miniature set from this height. It is like a painting that the sea next to it. But unfortunately, Miyazaki was not much like land-like. While it overcast the moment, the scene was quite breathtaking. On clear evenings, the view was the one thing that made the arduous climb worthwhile. And today, she has been enthralled. Wow.
1日に2回ぐらいバスでも通ってくれないもんかな、ほんと。
Ako has been using this road to get to school for almost 2 years, and now the journey has never gotten easier.
あれ、鍵閉まったまま?
I guess Alice is not there. I guess Alice is okay. What are the odds? Okay, what are the odds? With a worried shrug, he put his hand on the rusty iron fence. Well, it's open. Quietly, the heavy gate swung open as to welcome her home. That's the story how much shared along the town used to be. The fresh rumors about this house sound almost as foul as legalization. Despite being duplicated and abandoned for many years, lights can be seen outside the house at night. An angry, murderous crow often gathers atop the hill before mysteriously vanishing. Children get lost in the fog, never come back. Wow, that's scary. Late at night, a shrieking sound can be heard along the way. Down this particular slander was the Arco wish to discreet most. The final rumor was eye-catching luxury car sometimes made its own way to the hill. Down the hill. The rumors spread, and the city grew by. And while they grew, the house that everyone thought has been rotted away was restored over the recent years, in the deep wood of the hill, where no one dared to approach, like a ruin, shrouded from a view from the brightest of days, stood a relic out of place. At the time of the building was from a fairy tale. The house was the Kuonji mansion. Everyone in town knew about the witch's house in the hill. Unabashedly haunted house from Mahoutsukai Arco resided for reasons. Needless to say, it was not really haunted. The Kuonji family home was a grand Western-style mansion. It was long in storied history, stretching from all the way to England. Wait, really? That's the small and B dormitory. Yet to be called in the house. The main building considered of as many of the 3 houses worth rooms, and was surrounded by large and enormous country yards. The perimeter of the ground was surrounded by high iron fence with thorny vines. There was also an annex to the main building. Given such extravagance, it was no wonder that it inspired rumors. To the town residents, the mere existence of such a lavish and out-of-place mansion with the top of the hill was cause of suspicion. Rumors lie and slander, and the price to be paid for fame. With only 2 lodgers, it was hard to disagree with the perception that vampires must be living here.
ま、私はともかく、アリスはそういうのやりかねないし。
She put her hand on the front door. It was a grand double door would have paired well with a brass lock, and yet it was secluded from more than a little simple keyhole. I mean, that's literally what a lock is. What do you mean? Pushing it open in one hand only. And by the way, if vampires were enough to scare you, ghosts are known to appear on certain nights. Wow, the game is true, not gonna lie. Cutscene. Is that a cutscene? Much like the weather outside, the foyer was overcast with shades of gray. Perhaps its deliberate design, the architect have chosen not to include the lights in the entrance area. The ceiling was 2 floors high, and the only night came was the skylit. It was particularly gloomy on rainy days. On moonless nights, it was like a world itself ceased to be. Ako decided to draw into the drawing room to the eastward, be a good place to rest. But knowing that she would be changed clothes, started up the stairs. The stairs carried up to the second floor hall. There was a 3rd floor attic as well, accessible for the far end of the hall. She has never stepped foot on there in 2 years, and she had lived here though. Yeah, sure. The Kuonji mansion was more or less divided into 2 wings, east and west. Ako has been given the entire east wing, but the 2 rooms were more than far enough for those concerned. He had no desire to open the door, where that would trap in the storybook world led to the attic. Wait, Oh, Akko's noble phantasm. Yeah. Not Akko is Akko. It's Alice's noble phantasm. Sorry. Akko's room was in the end of the corridor. It wasn't ejected for the smaller room of the lesser reason for that she would have be easier to know. It was fashioned. The small change bell on the mahogany desk, and the wardrobe and the chest of the clothes that were 2 9-shelves bookcases. That was where they brought her from home. Her entire life in the 16 years reduced to this. I thought that she was like 18. Oh my god. She borrowed the night. Okay, no.
そうだ。アリスにもらった見張りと壊れてないかチェックしないと。
The hell's a watchtower? I know what a watchtower is. She needed them to see the project that she has been working on all night. The study next door seemed to prove that she has been living for the past year, and different from the one that she had lived before. Wait, so it's like different rooms? It's not the room for the person that she's been. It was a room with the person she would eventually become. A place of solitude that she could enter, or she thought.
壊れてるどころか跡形もなく消え去ってる。やっぱ自己流アレンジは
Oh
まだ
my
早か
god,
っ
it's
たか。
Robin. It's of course Robin.
いいわよ。
Why not?
笑いなさいよ、コマドリ。
The noisy neighbor is interested upon her. The sanctuary has been a while away. While not expecting talented, Akko did not pay any effort and was very particular. Okay, so fast I should not have done that. Okay. It's a full-on cutscene though. That was a fast change. She changed out of her okay. Sorry. Down the stairs, she opened the door to the east wing, from the corridor as dark as in the cellar. The absence of windows meant that the was pitch black without lights on, so she flickered the switch on, and entered by the observatory. Wait, no, sorry.
電気のない生活か。
Life without electricity. Don't even yeah, I guess that's true. Been an idea, an update. Drawing respan. The walls are decorated with extravagant patterns, and around the room was large and majestic sofas, and the luxurious Persian rug, amidst all of the 13-inch television that seemed completely out of place. It stood over the furniture of the emperor, with no clothes. Wait, how? What is that kind of? Okay. What is that? Okay, I didn't read that. The thought of the presence of eventually came to end. Okay.
なんだ、人のことは言えないか。うちも案外時代錯誤な家だった。
So is it just Akko and Alice in this whole one? She borrowed the kitchen water and prepared a tree spot and made herself some black tea. With a flop, she sank into the tea. She took a dip sip of their face, and then another. Dude, the art is beautiful. Like, literally, it's beautiful. It actually is a Western style mansion in England. Like you see in... I'm comparing this mansion to a German mansion, not gonna lie. Lord, but the tickening of the clock. She turned on the sofa almost seemed to be inviting her, and she sunk in their arms. Ako tirelessly opened her eyes, and she lifted her body up. There was no dream or delusion. At some point, the girl had sat down across from her. Now, not to be least surprised, she retracted her from her teacup, and the tea that was written had completely gone cold. Man, that sucks. That sucks. She asked the question to the girl on the other side of the stone. The girl answered without lifting her gaze. When silent, she could have been mistaken for a beautiful doll. Okay, nice. The girl sitting on the opposite side was reading an old book. She has delicate limbs and a pale white skin. It's not that pale, right? It's not that pale. She's a hint of humanity. Not she is darker than hair than Nako. Her icy eyes were focused on the papers in front of her. Her clothes were resurrected from a nun. It was actually from her school uniform. Wait, what? That actually exists? In Ako's humble opinion, the gloominess startled her. She evoking something like out of a painting. There was something unreal about her. It was like a frozen in time. Wait, the game is just basically okay. We know what the game likes. The white on her neck is so lovely that even Ako herself enchanted by it. The girl was one of the haunted house's 2 residents. Oh, I mean, we know that game. Her name was Alice Koiji, and she was the same age as Ako. Both of them are 16? Wow.
1時間と少し。ここで眠ると風邪ひくわよ。
Alice answered indefinitely, not to bother Ako. Now she was used to it. She was looked at the clock on the wall and saw it was already 7. 7. She was in the sleep 2 hours. I mean, that's basically how I always sleep. The day of her, she was slept at the night, bottom of the surprised and the dosed of how long the one was doing. The game was loading, I think. She was already cold by the time I got here. Oh, oopsies, sorry. Ako drank the rest of the cold tea in one gulp. In the poorly hearted Koiji mansion, there was enough to clear her mind and wake up. I mean, English tea is awesome, not gonna lie. English tea is awesome. Anyway, welcome home, Alice. It seems that you've been determined. Okay. Oh, that was okay. Oops. I thought, like, why would the game literally welcome his own characters? Ako's shoulders with resigning herself to her fate.
それで何があったの？
Sojourn happened. 2 years together, they barely knew each other, knew quite well. Akko had only one way of asking questions, and Alice had another. Alice told without raising his head, and Akko gave her
ま
one.
ず謝らなくちゃいけない。昨日徹夜で完成させた例のあれ、意味がなくなっちゃったのよ。
Alice
ちょっと目を
was
離した
also
隙
on
に
the
沸騰し
project
す
I
ぎ
was
て壊れ
waiting
ちゃったみ
for.
たい。
Even though I took it on, have been
そう
boiled
ならない
and
よう
destroyed.
循環のコー
No,
ドを
I
3
don't.
本外したり縫合したりしたんだけど。
Dude, the quality is really bad, and it's also this kind of one. Really couldn't see the quotations. Tried to laugh, but someone
ど
else.
ういうこと？今朝休養が入って学校に呼び出し受けたの。そこで転入生の世話を押し付けられて一日が無残にも消費されちゃって、帰ってきたら跡形もなく消えてました。怒る？アリス。別に青子の器物破損にいちいち怒っていたら一生分の口論をすることになるでしょう。
Kuonji's right. Miss Alice right.
があるから
Alice is right.
また一から始め。
I have no material, so you can just start over.
それより怒ってるのはあなたの方じゃないの？
Yes. I couldn't get those angry faces on Akko. It was hard to decide for myself from that frustration.
この転入生っていうのがひどくずれてたね。すごい山奥で暮らしてたらしくて、
Having believed there was a society when the mountains has literally zero common sense.
本当のことなのね、アリス。
Wait, did Alice raised her head in resurrection or not? To me, but Akko kept it going. From the religious couples from the ward Edgeworths. Akko, after all, repaired from the symphony.
初対面から尺に触るやつだったけど、教室を案内した時なんか失神しそうになったわ。そいつ、教室で教師と1対1で授業を受けるもんだと思ってたらしいの。
He apparently thought that he.
それはそれでまだ流せる。許容範囲。あの程度の冗談は。
I really should start seeing quotations, my guy.
丁寧に教室の何たるかを教えた後で、そいつなんて言ったと思う？それで青崎、他の教室は何に使うんだ？
Jumping off the window.
教室に他も何もないでしょ？なんていうか、そいつは少しでも説明を怠るとそのままで納得しちゃうのよ。何も疑問に思わないというか、
It was like
想像力が欠如してるっていうか、
his face was valued. I don't know if it lacks imagination. I never used it.
まあ、一度言ったことはちゃんと分かってるっぽいからバカってわけじゃないんだけど。
I didn't see the quotations and like that.
あなたが人を批評するのは珍しいわね。そういうダメな人、気にするたちだったの？みじんたりとも気にしないわよ。けど、明日からどんな間違いをしでかすのか、ちょっと心配なだけ。 What happened was truly worried, of course. That it had to be. If not, it would not meant that she has no idea what goes through out of her head. とにかく変なやつなの。案外アリスと気が合うかも。三問異会はいい言葉ね。 But in front of her eyes was a clear question that whether they should get along it was irrelevant, given that they never first met in the first place. Now, God in coincidence. さっきから何読んでるの？霊的進化論の二次創作。
スピリチュアルダイアリのまがいもの。
A spiritual avocation, huh?
ああ、スウェーデンボリー。そんなの今更読んでも仕方ないんじゃない？
Swedenborg. Who the heck is
新
that?
書なら退屈だけど、
Okay.
これは偽書だから。彼の欠点と長所を劇的
I
に
actually
込め上げ
it
た
was an instructions on the poets on Cohn's on Swedenborg style. Reads like a well-written adventure, and synchronization Kant, standing in his way, was a nice addition.
筆跡は
The handwriting
あ
on
な
the
たのお
notes
じい
was
さんのもの
was
だけど。
belong. Okay.
へえ。
Interesting.
あの人そういう
Interesting.
趣味まであった
Okay.
んだ。
Okay.
割とユーモアがあったのね。惜しい人を亡くしたわ。
Well, that's cute. That's really cute. Akko seemed nostalgic over her deceased grandfather.
あなたのおじいさん、夏に頼りをくれたけど。よしてよ、死んだものと考えたいのに。
Akko sighed and laid back on the sofa. And if they're still alive, of course they're not gonna die. Then, the soft cushions over her
話
spot.
は戻るけど。
Her body was in the sofa and glanced Akko. It was clear Akko was turned out of the conversation. Alice chastened the wall with his look. The more that he thought into it, the less important the events has gone. If they ignored Alice, the conversation would end there. And they would eventually get up and leave today's mistake unresolved for another day. However, that was not the kind of person Akko Alzaki was.
いいわよ。何？
Well, that's not the kind of person I am. Literally, I will fix
今日で
that
きなかっ
mistake.
たのは少し痛いわね。だから反省してるって。学校優先は一人前になってからでしょ。ならいいけど。
She's like talking like Tokiomi. The coldness on her eyes. She's like talking like Tokiomi, literally. Alice would say no, and she know better than Alice. The vendor she wore, oh wow, it's really left in home and while hiding in plain sight. Alice would thought silly, and it was silent. It was told was
覚悟
she.
を決めろって言いたいのよね、あんたは。
Today's failure was not a colossal one. She just happened to upset the delicate balance between her home and the school lives, chasing one expenditure of the vine. And yet, the careless mistake was a clear sign of Akko's
アリスは
hatred.
関係ない。これは私が私で決めなくちゃいけないこと。
She had only knew from the last year and a half. She had a hunch, as long as she could remember. That's a good quote, not gonna lie. That's a good quote. It was a little wonder, more coincidence and stripped away. Akko pushed himself back. She was met by Alice's cold beauty and wordless gaze.
オッケー、アリス。来週中に決着をつけよう。それでいいんでしょ？ええ、青子がいいなら。
Akko could not help but shake her head, feeling like he was hearing something. From the sincere tone, even from the comfort on her own, and burst the thoughts of the country boy in her
じゃあ
mind.
下準備はよろしくね。私まだできないし。場所は例の公園でいい？妥当な線ね。あ、でももう一軒の方は？そっちの方が急務じゃない？時と場合、 森に変化があれば教えるわ。
Sorry. After a brief exchange, Alice returned to a book, and she ordered it up. The shop talk was over. Now they could return to the noble relationship as roommates. Akko grabbed the remote out of the TV. Since Alice was busy reading, Akko decided, okay. Alice started to speak, but suddenly coughed off. One of her delicate hands raised to her mouth. She would cut off herself, and for the second realized she was about to say something trivial. Sometimes her self-restraint would hit too late. She would make the gesture and sound like me. It occurred to Akko that her son cute roommate maid was on the way. Okay. What the okay. Akko turned on the volume of the TV and on the stuff of the mischievous cat. Man. Okay.
ないんだけど。
Dude, I love that face on Alice. Heck yeah. It was like the times I'd never experienced guard and the real warmth of a surprising charm. If he could see her in the moment, Alice's father would have admit that her name was suited perfectly. It was just like he thought a strange home and wanted to tell something about it. I want to take a picture of that so badly. Akko nodded, beckoning her to continue.
つまらない。本当に意味のないことよ。けど。
But it can't make sense if it was matter too much or to think about it. I can't stop laughing, help me.
人間ぐらいの大きな猫がひょこひょこ出前をする理由ってわかる？
Amusement to despair. For a second, Akko thought was me falling miserably to make a joke again. One of them think to be someone else, really. But it seems completely serious. It is serious, definitely. Even if Alice's sense of humor fell flat to Akko, and the story sounded from the factual then, Alice would attempt on jokes. Akko concluded his roommate was telling about something that is actually seen.
その話には2つぐらい信じがたい部分があるけど、1つずつ論破していい？
What the hell?
私もからくりぐらいは思いつく。
I thought she was being sarcastic.
ただ、
I mean, he was never sarcastic, I guess.
わざわざ精巧な猫のぬいぐるみを着て。
Just to inform seeing someone. Maybe it could simple dressing up as a fine crafted cat could deliver in the restaurant. I mean, sure. Alice nodded attentively at her words. God damn.
世の中いろいろあるから、私たちみたいなのもいれば。 下界から遮断された山奥で暮らしていたやつまで10人といるの。
This.
私だったら見かけたら声かけて理由を尋ねただろうけど。
What the hell? Akko glazed and gaze drifted at that. Wait, does that mean they send familiars to get their food? Are they that lazy? Dude, get up and freaking get your own food. Miss Alice, get up and get your own freaking food. Akko loved getting the takeout. Annie's face glowed as he spoke. They had no hard rules for dinner, but as the one of them was in the mood to cook, now make the point back to her two. At the very worst, this meant whether they found drink time. Dude, literally seeing nights like that, this was the most common occurrence, which is the chang of the churring of the restaurants in Misaki Town. How's it called? How you pronounce it? Is it Miyazaki or Misaki? Delivering on the mansion meant
時
okay.
間は8時前。ギリギリセーフね。私今月がいいな。
Tatsu.
あそこの月見そば最近ご無沙汰だった
Simuki
し。
soba. OG Japanese style snacks and dinner. Hungry student council president ran the many menus and externally looked at everything that stood out. Alice casually responded without sparing so much as a glance. She really doesn't care. She doesn't give a frick. She doesn't give an F, literally. With those words, Akko froze. Without delivery required minimum of 2 items that she was out of luck on her accomplice. Cruel society has decided to give up on the delivery to the princess. Incidentally, the contract orders from the Hilltop Mansion as a restaurant as declared. Wow. An instant betrayal. Betrayed. Get betrayed. Akko and now, okay. Oops.
この裏切り者。
I can't.
だから
Oh,
帰っ
what
てく
the
るのが
hell?
遅かったのね。帰宅部。学校までバス
You're doing
乗
the
り込みで片道20
bus
分
ride
のあ
and
ん
the
たが
walk.
なん
The
で5時以降に帰ってく
trip
る
home will
の
be.
か考え
Oh
るべきだ
my
った
god.
わ。
Yeah. Okay. It's true. Okay, this is the most funniest part of it. Unfortunately for Akko, she has been too old to remember that as she was a hoot fall asleep.
ああ、ひどい女。そういう時は残された一人のためにお土産買ってくるのが暗黙の了解だったのに。
I really couldn't get Akko's
この前の外食の
angry
時はアリ
face,
スの分も
just
買っ
like
て
in
きたじゃない。
just like in the game, literally, just like in the game. It was unknown how serious Akko was and when she was visibly angry. She had already woken up hungry, and the morning that she was at the time when she called in the stool until now. She was consumed nothing but tea, and it was a small miracle her stomach was not growling. She knew it was all her fault, as she persisted waiting to get revenge from Alice getting scolded.
この前ってあれのこと？あなたが都心に出向いた時、夕食にお寿司を食べてきたのに、お土産はなぜかコンビニエンスストアのビニール袋だったって話？
Akko had kicked a hornet's nest.
何よ、買ってこないよりはマシでしょ。
You are fricked up, Akko. Man.
真実は時に隠蔽すべき。
Alice's icy glare pierced through her, right through her. Why is she like she's a god now? Why is she like shine like a god? What the heck? Okay, but Neo fascinated her. We couldn't contain her curiosity towards convenience of the sushi stops and the popping up the miraculously. Even honestly, can be a sin. Cannot be right consumptious.
わかった。わかりました。
Dude, that pic was literally Akko being a god.
ってことでいいわね。
Akko went back to her book without even saying or recognizing the question. The fact that she can confirm that Akko's anxious.
仕方ない。今日は薬味だし、おとなしく台所に立って料理の
Wait,
腕
can
を
you
磨
cook?
くとしま
Can
しょう。
Akko cook? Wait, she stood up, announcing her intent to no one but in particular.
聞き忘れてた。アリス、どこで夕食済ませたの？
Alice's hand froze in her current page. She suddenly shut the book and she was reading and stood up at the wind's end. She walked across the dining room with a book in hand.
she reached the door, she stopped and walked toward Akko.
聞きたい。まあなんとなく。
Akko nodded timidly, and Alice such sense vigor. Alice considered her matter-of-fact way.
余ったメニューをくれたのよ。
With a brief response, she left the room.
Wow. What? Oh, that's the end. Well, I'll be saving this now. Right. Goodbye.